Back with another one, Bad News Brown. So they done officially banned TikTok. From what I'm hearing, all reports, no more TikTok in the U.S. I'm hearing when you go to the app, that's what it's showing. So for now, it's a wrap. Now, what do I think about that? Well, see, this the thing. How should I put it? It can mean nothing and it can mean a lot. Now, it can mean a lot in terms of censorship and potential dictatorship, meaning the government starting abusing its power by restricting access. In a lot of ways, a lot of blatant activities been going on anyway. That's why certain food got to get banned. But that's a whole different video and rabbit hole. But that's, yeah, I would say the downside to this ban is for when it comes to censorship. Although the United States claiming, I guess, and the reason why, if y'all don't know why TikTok is being banned in the first place, I guess it's a Chinese company. And being that we pretty much in a silent war with China right now, we deem that as a threat to security. Being that an app like TikTok have access to millions of U.S. citizens, the U.S., our government consider that a threat, I guess. Now, what I last I heard about it, they was basically claiming, I guess the company that owned TikTok, the U.S. was, I guess, kind of forcing them to sell TikTok to them, or let the U.S. become a partner of some sort, something like that. And I guess the U.S. tried to use what is called eminent domain to take over your property or your company. And for those who don't know, eminent domain is a legal term. Like, say for instance, the government want to build a freeway in your neighborhood or your area, and you got houses or a neighborhood there. They would basically force y'all to move, cash y'all out, and then do whatever they want to do in that property. And that actually happened in my city on 7th Street before Barton and all that, but that's a different subject. But now, yeah, it looked like the U.S. tried to do that, and I guess that Chinese company wasn't budging, and the United States responded, and they banned TikTok. Now, this, on another note, I know a lot of people, it's hard for a lot of people to believe that because usually in the U.S., we don't too much see drastic changes abruptly when it comes to government interaction. I'll put it like that. So, I mean, will be a shock to some people. Now, let's see how long it stays down. Now, I'm sure because it's, again, millions of people at stake, a lot of money at stake, they probably going to be negotiating. But being that the U.S. is in a silent war against China, it may, some politics may. It all depends. It's gonna be a lot of give and take. So it just depends on how important TikTok is, even with all the money potentially involved when it comes to security. If in fact TikTok is a major threat like the U.S. government is claiming. But if you ask me, with that being said, if that's the case, the damage has been done already. A lot of the damage has been done. I mean, from what I'm hearing, in certain countries like China and Asia, they already restricting the access what type of access they citizens can see. So they starting to do it here now. But that's what I make of it, y'all. Now, did I have a TikTok account? Bad News Brown didn't have a TikTok account, although it would have been inevitable to get one. And eventually, I would have got one. Probably should have been had one anyway, but I didn't. Nevertheless, and if they banned it, there's no need. But of course, the United States, and they already been going back and forth about this from a while back. This is where I believe them other platforms, what is it, X, or formerly known as Twitter, and that other company, social media platforms. And this is why them was, I ain't gonna say was created, but this is why they are being propped up now, I think, because they already knew, the U.S. probably knew the eventuality or the inevitability of having to part ways with TikTok if China or that Chinese company didn't budge or do what the U.S. wanted. So it is what it is. But again, the damage has been done. I mean, it's been plenty. This is the information age. Identity theft and all that has been going on. Not even just against China. All kind of, certain mob crews allegedly. Hell, it was a news report that Russia had hacked the USA DMV and Ben had everybody profile. Like, that's old news. Like from 10 years ago, old news. So you can imagine, what's out there now. And but there's a will, there's a way. But that makes me think of something else I ain't gonna mention, y'all. But yeah, though, just to keep it simple, though. I mean, TikTok is banned, so we gonna see how long. And do y'all agree with that? Do y'all think the government should be able to restrict access to certain things, certain apps from something like a social media app? Or do y'all think it was warranted due to the whole U.S.-China conflict, as I put it? But y'all let me know y'all thoughts when it comes to that. I would just say, though, personally, this should wake your game up of the eventuality or inevitability of anything happening. Not only in your personal life, but socially. Don't take nothing for granted or don't hold too dearly to something. Now, I didn't say someone, because you definitely need to love people, you understand, but I'm talking about material things, so to speak, or even intellectual, depending on, to an extent. But that's how I make of it, man, because again, us in this country, we tend to get spoiled in a lot of ways. So that can be a small taste of, hey, things can happen. Never say never. And that's what I make of it. Never say never. But again, this is money and politics. So TikTok might be back up and running next week, probably sooner than that. I'm sure they're negotiating right now or whatever. So don't worry about it too much. But anyway, it don't matter, man. Y'all come here to YouTube and go here and watch this Bad News Brown. Matter of fact, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on your way up out of here, and holler back at me.